Hello and welcome to another spirit blog. In this episode, I wanted to get into the worldly issues that we're having. There's a lot of uproar, chaos, a lot of fear. And I wanted to get with the GFL and obviously my guide Maria to see what we can get from what they have to say about what's going on. I know we are repeating the year 2020 timeline. I did a whole TikTok on this. If you want to see that, please go to my TikTok moon.eir to view that video. I can leave a link in the description box for you to go right to that video so it's easier for you to find. But there is a lot of worry right now. There's a lot of strange things happening since the eclipse. If you notice, a lot of these shifts and changes started happening when Trump officially took office all those years ago. He is the shift of change that brings this frequency to Earth to become more aware, to become unified in humanity, to get away from the other species that's here that's been controlling humanity this whole time. And he was the pivotal energy to bring that change in. Some souls are so used to being in the third dimension that they're kind of kicking their feet, stomping their feet like little children. They don't want the change. They just want things to go back to the way they were, and it can't be like that anymore. So you're going to see a lot of negativity, anger, fighting like children or high schoolers going on in this drama surrounding these changes that these specific souls do not want to take place. So you're going to see a lot of arguing like you would with a teenager in a house with their parents, not wanting to abide by the rules or follow what the parents have in place. That kind of goes hand in hand also with people awakening and not wanting to follow the policies and rules of how things have always been done, because things are changing, things are shifting to adapt to humanity awakening, because they've been asleep this whole time and they're coming aware of what's been going on in this matrix of learning or this simulation. So I'm using a device and waiting for the energy to warm up. So I'm starting already to get some things. So as I communicate with the GFL, I want their voices to somewhat be heard, and I'm hoping that the device will allow them. I know it does it with spirit, but I wasn't sure about the GFL. So I'm going to ask them questions, and then we're going to see if they'll show up on the box. I have lots of questions for you guys today. So welcome to yeah, baby. Welcome to the Spirit Blog, and we are going to talk to the GFL today about a lot of world issues that are scaring a lot of people, and I'm hoping that today will clear a lot of that up. So the GFL, are you here? Yes. Okay, great. I'm here. Okay, great. We're right now in the middle of the 28th Amendment being changed between WHO and the United Nations. In the event Congress would be quickly replaced without an election period, if 100 or more congressmen and women are killed. I already kind of somewhat got a message on that. Is it because Trump's taking office and they know something's coming, that they will be removed by you, the GFL, in captivity, and they want to replace their own people so they can keep controlling humanity? It truly is a fight between dark and light. And I did another TikTok on this. Are you rooting for the demonic dark entities, or are you going towards the light divine path of God? We truly are in the midst of this battle. We use it in communication when I'm talking to spirit at houses. The thing with this device is not everybody's going to be able to use it properly. I started noticing that, and it needs time to warm up to a communicator. So it's going to communicate properly and give correct answers with someone that has that frequency of communication like myself. I noticed that if you don't have that going on or that ability, it just spats out gibberish and doesn't make any sense. So I would like to bring this in as we communicate with the GFL. And I want to see if they'll, as I'm communicating with them and I have my eyes closed, if they'll talk, or will they show what they're talking about to me with them on the device as I'm in that meditative state. I don't know. We're going to see. It's a test. I'm just playing around to see if it'll work. If it doesn't, oh well. But it has been warming up. The energy in the room's been warming up. So let's see how far we can get with this. I'm kind of excited to see what happens, because this is the first time I'm ever doing this. So wish me luck. My cup says faith before fear. So that's what we're going to concentrate on, is our faith and our positivity towards all this stuff going on. So my second question is Trump being hunted? I got a message about secret. Okay. Am I getting the information correctly that there is a mole in the Secret Service, or a few moles in the Secret Service? Because these are highly trained people doing this kind of stuff. Is it their job to assassinate, and do they have assassination orders, these moles in the Secret Service? So that's what I want to ask the GFL. Okay, so give me a second. The reason. Almost like it. Mm. Okay. Okay. That was a lot. Okay. What I was shown a lot, actually. So there's another attempt, and it's sort of like Something is blocking this area up in the shoulder into the heart. Is this the heart? The heart's more in the middle. Well, up in here, I see a shot going towards this as like a bullseye area. But something's here that blocks it. I don't know if like Trump has something in his pocket or maybe he has a vest on, but something blocks it. It does hit him here, but it blocks it. And then, so if you notice, the 28th Amendment is being altered shortly after the second attempt that wasn't successful. So because he's so protected, they have to figure something else out. But the attempt is still not off of him. There's still an assassination order within the Secret Service, who are getting outside sourcing or internal sourcing to get the job done. But again, it's coming back to that 28th Amendment where, okay, we can't get rid of him this way, but we can, if he does take office, have some precautions in place. I feel like they're taking precautions. They know it's coming. They know he's taking office. I mean, it just came out, and I'm mind-boggled that today, when we're about to get the second moon in the sky, which I'm going to get into later because that's something I want to ask the GFL. Right, that's something that's part of this. Exactly. I didn't catch that. I'll catch it on the editing, but that is something that is a part of this. That whole second moon. It's why that we're having weather issues, why we're repeating a timeline glitch there, because that second moon shouldn't be here. So we're getting a glitch in the matrix, because I feel like that second moon's being forced somehow. And I feel like it's some kind of surveillance through the alien race that's been here. I feel like they are trying to counteract what the GFL's doing by this second moon. Is kind of what the feeling I was getting, but we can get in more depth by going to the GFL and asking them. Who answered this question for me was, give me the name again. Gutarian, or yeah, thank you. I almost was going to say Gutarian, but it's Gutarian. She's Gutarian. Guitar. Sounds like guitar, right? That's why she did that. Gutarian. Because I couldn't remember. I knew it started with a G. Yes. I love her. Anyway, likewise. She's like green, has these like webby, like 3 webby fingers. She kind of has like little, like, well, they're kind of big spots, but mixed in with little spots. And her front is like a smooth, it doesn't match the other green. It's like a tan off green. I'm not getting like a frog or lizardly, like nothing like that. She was very pretty. Her hair it wasn't even hair. It was like thick webby stuff that kind of just blended out from her skin. And the reason she wanted to answer this is because on her planet, they had similar scandalous, if you want to put it, on their planet. So she really feels what humans are going through. She said her planet went through similar issues where they had to deal with lots of changes and getting out of like a stuck energy is kind of the feeling I was getting. I've never met this race before, so that was kind of new. I wasn't shocked by it, to be honest. And she was accompanied by a male who kind of like chimed in, but didn't like really get too involved. He was just kind of maybe assisting, I guess is the word I want to get at. But very, very cool. I really liked her energy. She was just so like chill and laid back. She liked my hat because she said, you love haters. Does that mean you love everybody? And I was like, yeah, I love everybody, because I know the haters, the ones that are arguing and following in the dark ways, aren't awoken yet. Love you. They just don't get it because they're not awoken to understanding and seeing everybody else's perception. They just want to see what they want to see in their own individual needs, not the needs of the collective as a whole. They're not seeing that. So whether this assassination is going to take place or not is on a timeline, and I did see it on a timeline, whether it's going to be on this timeline we're currently on, or do we shift after this moon takes place and they try in another attempt where it's up in this area. But do you see how their mindset is working? If they were able to simply remove Biden from the ticket, even from office, because I really don't feel like he's even in office anymore. I feel like somebody else is in charge. And I think maybe they're trying to give her that feel of being in charge, to give her like, this is what it looks like if you're in charge. She's been delegated this whole time and she's still being delegated. She's their new puppet, basically, is what I was getting. But do you notice how there's no vote? And that's what their point is with the 28th Amendment is, oh, we're just going to put people in very quickly. So there's no vote. There's no vote. Nobody can say a word. And this amendment is not allowing you to give your voice in that matter. Maria just chimed in with something. Can I get that back? Oh, yeah. Okay, I just heard Obama, a coup of Obama, like Obama's coup. This is like his handiwork. I lost it. Can you please bring it back again? Okay. So again, the voting, they can't stress enough, do not mail your votes in. Those are being altered. They're either like being thrown out. I was also shown people standing by mailboxes. I don't know what this is, but they have bags and they're taking if they see somebody putting in a voting registration or voting, whatever, ticket, they know like what it looks like. They take it and put it in their bag, and then these bags are, whatever's in these bags are being thrown out. They're really, really messing with the election right now because they know Trump is going to take office and they're trying any tactic they can to throw those mail-in votes. So they can't stress enough, you need to get out the day of election and physically go and show your support. They're really altering or trying to alter that timeline. They know that this timeline is coming because, again, we're repeating 2020 for a reason, because they messed with that timeline and altered and controlled it so badly that now we're in a repeating segment of it so that we can get the right results that were originally supposed to happen. Okay. All right. They know I'm about to move on to something else. So oh, that was what it is. Thank you. I got it. It might seem like the whole Diddy situation was to distract from what the Congress is doing with the 28th Amendment. Maria loves doing music when I do this stuff. Okay. So she's saying that the whole Diddy situation was not a distraction. That lined up as it was supposed to, because it is to end with the 2024 and end. It started in, yes, 2023, and it will end in 2024. And then 2025 gives us a renewed look at the people that we revered and honored and respected are the most horrible people on this planet. Politicians, celebrities, people that you just held in high grace and high regard. If you guys remember, I think it was in 2019, I did a live video on Facebook at like I think it was like midnight or 1 in the morning, because I got all this stuff downloaded, this information, and I kept seeing these stars falling from the sky. I'm like, what is happening? And 12.4. 2024. Yes, so she's showing me like how the stars flipped on me, and I kept seeing all these celebrities, and I saw Ellen, I saw Oprah, I saw J-Lo. Who else? I'm trying to think of all the faces I saw. Diddy was another, but he was like, I think like the 8th or 9th. I feel like there's people above him that need to be looked at. So I didn't really think he was like super, super important, because I feel like he's a puppet that was put in place. I think what he is going to happen, she's getting excited. I think what's going to happen is he's going to out, and the uppers start getting noticed. Like the spotlight gets on them right away. These faces turn, and I'm like, okay, that's telling me that a lot of celebrities are going to fall from their pedestals, and something's going to come out about them. They didn't get into details too much, just that they were part of the sex trafficking. I got that as much, that they've been, you know, gotten their hands dirty when it came to killings, people getting killed, like getting their hands dirty in killings, especially killings of people that we are used to, like Alea, Biggie, like these big celebrities, Michael Jackson. I almost want to say Madonna, because I like literally wanted to say Madonna. Britney Spears we already know about. Kate Middleton, obviously, that's recent. But Madonna just like popped in my head right away. Shania Twain is like another one. Taylor Swift is a recent one. And what you're... And the fact is they are being cloned. That's the facts. They are being cloned. What you're seeing is not originally them. And there's a departure there. And yeah, Maria's right. They act like they're friendly. They act like they are who they are. Oh, we just got cosmetic surgery. I'm sorry. But you don't go from being 60-something to looking like you're in your 20s or 30s. No. I mean, a couple years off maybe, but no. No, that's straight harvesting clones. That's what's going on. That's what you're seeing. So I just did a whole piece that was important, and they deleted it because I was about to get into something that Dark does not want me getting into. So it deleted my whole thing. If you see me rubbing my nose, which is killing me right now, the more I get into information and downloads, my nose it's part of my gifts. My nose just goes crazy itchy. It's insane. I hate it, but it's so itchy right now. It's probably like all red, but whatever. So one of the things I thought was fascinating was how Biden supported and endorsed Trump on The View. And I find it very interesting that that happened today when the 2 moons are going to show in the skies tonight. And I strongly feel that that second moon was pushed or forced into our orbit by the alien race that's here on Earth, controlling all of this stuff. I feel like it's a surveillance to keep an eye on the GFL somehow. But there's glitching in the matrix because that moon is not supposed to be in our orbit. So we're getting like these matrix glitches with the weather, which should not be going on in this timeline. That's my point. You will see a Biden that is normal, it's talking normal, and then you get one that has no idea what the hell it's talking about. What I'm seeing on The View is the original Biden. He is pissed off with how they dealt with the clone that kept glitching, and their best option was to get rid of it, get it out of its way, and start over with somebody new. He didn't like how they handled it, so now he's endorsing Trump because he knows Trump knows something about everything that's been going on, because he knows, they both know they're on the same page. The original Biden, I feel, is backing him up. They made him look like an idiot. He kept complaining about the clones. Like, that's what I keep getting. I'm surprised they didn't off him totally. So when I saw all this going on about The View, I'm like, that's the original. I'm surprised they didn't off him. And why is that? So I got with the GFL and they said that he made an agreement or something. Like, he would be the scapegoat and he would be highly prized with wealth for that sacrifice. Sacrificing again with these aliens. It's all about sacrifice. So I'm about to get into something that is going to be very disgusting. I want to show you how disgusting these individuals are, these entities. And if you don't want to watch that, I'm going to leave a stamp mark to the next topic, so that you don't have to endure this part. It does get a little gruesome. Just a warning. I did turn this down because I didn't want them interrupting what I was talking about. I mean, I guess I can always see if they say anything, but all right. So after I was shown these stars falling from the sky in 2019, later on, I think it was like a half a year later, maybe a few months later, I was shown this dinner. And it was filled with different politicians and celebrities, and people were getting invited to these dinners. After I was shown all this, I was told not to talk about it until the right time, which is years later, by the way, because it would put a spotlight on me and put me in harm. They're telling me now it's okay because a lot of this stuff is getting outed, which then doesn't put an X mark target on me, and I can now talk about the dinner that I was shown. This is how gruesome, and this is just like one of many things that I was shown, how gruesome this stuff really is. But there was this table, it was very elongated, rectangular, and the guests that were invited were able to bring somebody with them. Just one person though. That was the limit, just one person. It could be their mom, their sister, their friend, their boyfriend, husband, whatever, wife. And in this dinner, they were basically asked, okay, you get to be part of Group A and Group B. So who wants to be part of Group A and who wants to be part of Group B? It was kind of like basically the guest got to pick which group they wanted their friend to be in. Okay. I guess they thought maybe Group A would be the most beneficial. I don't know. But they were basically like, you get to pick what group your family member or your friend or whoever gets to be in. Basically having them choose if it's going to be them or their friend. So at the end, when everybody's picked, they say to Group B or Group A, whoever they pick, these high-ranking elites, they say, okay, you go back to the kitchen. So Group B goes back to the kitchen. And, Group A stays there and they're mingling with all these people. And then all of a sudden, all this food comes out. And they're sitting there and the guests are like, where's my friend? Where's my husband? Shouldn't they be sitting here? And then, these confused faces start happening. And as these hosts, these celebrity politician hosts, leaders, start noticing the faces, they say, oh, by the way, you're eating your friend. You're eating your husband. You're eating your son. You're eating your daughter. You're eating your mother. They were just cooked in the kitchen. You sacrificed them to be here tonight with us. That's how fucked up this shit is. That's what I was shown. I was so sick to my stomach because they actually showed me what happens in the kitchen. They were just completely slaughtered. And the kitchen was so protected and like soundproofed that the sounds of what was going on couldn't get out to the dining area. Pretty messed up. Like it was literally like a heavy door separating like a small hallway between the dining and the kitchen. Like that's how close this shit happened to the people they cared about. I need a minute because this shit is so emotional to me. I can't handle it. Like I just need a minute. And once again, Dark deleted what I was talking about. So we're going to have to get back into it again. The next thing I wanted to talk about was California. They could not stress this enough that California needs to start making plans to go elsewhere. The residents of California need to start making plans, future plans. They had shown me Mount, I think it's called Pele, but when I was talking to the GFL at the time, they had referred it to, and maybe this is like a different timeline that this mount is in, and they call it a different name, but they kept calling it like Pulele. I was just like, I don't know if that's what it's called. And they were just like, and the funny thing is, as I was recording about that, they had answered me on here, and I'm like, so, right? Dark did not want me talking about California going under because they don't want humans here. The less humans that are here, the more control they have over humans. So I want to get into certain things that show exactly that. Them showing me Mount Pele, they said this is coming soon. Then they showed me Mount Etna erupted in August 14th. And I said, I don't understand. I thought you just said Mount Pele was the warning, or, you know, the signifying of this coming. And they said Mount Etna was the warning. Mount Pele is the, this is your last chance. Get out. So them two signs put together, they're giving you a warning shot of like, okay, start making plans. And you only have so many years to do it. Start making plans. Get out of there. All that area over by California submerging, like somebody pressed it down and Lemuria popped up. It was the coolest thing I've ever seen. It was like the modern world submerged and the ancient world rose because they're getting rid of toxic energy that kind of solidified in that area that needs removed. And Lemuria is coming up with ancient wisdom and energy that's going to help unify those left on the surface that didn't, you know, depart in this. So their warning to you all is, if you live in California, start making future plans to go more of the middle section, because I do see New York and those areas over there kind of, there's something going on there that is not good as well. And I think the reason why is because I keep seeing these things about domes. Like, people are talking about Earth being in a dome. I think what's happening is they're getting predictions, or their soul knows the timeline that they're talking about, and it is not Earth. It is not Earth being in a dome. It is these small cities being placed in a dome-like system where you can't get out of. I'm seeing, like, you can't really drive a car. There's not any parking like you think it is anymore. So you can't really drive a car. I kept seeing these sectionals, like these buildings with sections. Like you might live on the top or the bottom, and the middle section's like your groceries. Now you can work there or don't work there. That's where I want to get with the GFL. Like, do you use money? Like, are we still using money in these systems? And because I saw a lot of people not working, and it went back to COVID. Like, they provided, right? But obviously we paid back in our taxes. I mean, it wasn't necessarily truly free, was it? But they provided. They wanted you stuck in your house. So I feel like that whole thing was simulation. Let's see how stupid humanity can be if we trigger them. Oh, hey, we're going to put these towers in and they're going to push out radiation. They're going to make you sick. But we need a name for it. Oh, COVID, it's going to kill you. Yeah, radiation can kill you if you push out enough. And some people are more susceptible and can't handle it rather than other people who can. You see this like lockdown, shutdown, and let's see what humanity does with it. Let's see what happens. Because that is their goal. I feel like from the very beginning, this is all lined up to assimilation of, let's see what we can do. And, oh, hey, this arrow, the virus knows to follow that arrow. So you need to follow that arrow because the virus goes this way and the virus goes this way. Like, and people followed it. Like, they want to see how stupid humanity is to fall for these things that they have in place and want to put into place, period. Sorry guys, I had to change the scene a little bit because I have Maxie here. He's cold and just wants to be with mommy, so I have him here with me. So he's gonna hang out with us. But let's get into these houses. So this whole simulation is to kind of keep that control, and they want to start it in these cities where there's a lot of people, because the more people they can control. If there's more people than them, there's more of us than them, we have more control and we get to decide. They don't want that. They want full control, and they know they're losing control. And that's where we're at with all of that. I want to get with them about the houses and see what else they have to say. So give me one more. Give me 1 second.
I go up.
Way to the sky. Of the rest. To the creek.
No, no, even. Nice read.
You know what I mean?
Kind of.
5 years.
Is in the. Plant.
Check.
To show it.
Joke. So I.
Okay.
Contact.
Yeah, I saw that. Okay. Okay. Couple things I got shown. So it's not a literal dome. It's just a security setup that you literally need like a tag or a verification and a reason that's signed off to leave that area. It's almost like immigration on a very smaller scale. Their excuse is going to be that the immigration issues of Kamala and Biden leaving all these people into the United States has caused such a dramatic change within the United States and causing so much hurt, pain, murder, all this stuff. And they want to get control of it. So they are placing people in cities in these dome-like security states so that they can weave out who doesn't belong there and who does. And this is how they can protect you and keep you safe within your city. Do you see? So you need like actual permission to leave that city to go to another city or another state to see family and whatnot. Whether you get that permission or not, I don't know. I'm seeing that it's pretty hard to leave, and you might have to have like a good reason, like, oh, you know, my grandmother's in Florida and I have to fly there or get there fast because they're saying she's dying. Like, it's like that kind of, like you have to have that kind of excuse to leave, or on business, like you have business in another state or city. Your best bet is to get a job that makes you travel if you want to leave the dome security. Now, the funny thing is when I showed up at the GFL, I was put into like this meeting, and it was almost like they were having meetings on this stuff. Like, it was crazy. There was a lot of things going on, a lot of things being talked about, and I kind of just stood there and was like taking it all in at first. And then I had two males talking to me from two different alien races. One was the Greys, the shorter Greys, and then one was Arcturian. And they were just monitoring what's going on with smaller versions of immigration and their whole excuse for why they're making these cities. I also saw that Elon Musk is making his own kind of like housing that places you off the grid. It's almost like he's trying to assist humanity in a certain way, because he knows what they're up to and he's trying his best to counteract it. Oh, there was something else. I feel like I kept seeing money being exchanged at first, but then a lot of stuff is like through credit. If you come help out in this section of the department, of these departments, then you get credited so many points that allow you to get like a coffee, food, clothing, groceries, that kind of thing. So it was definitely like a point system in a way, credit system maybe, is kind of what I saw, because they want to out the money, and how people rely on money so much. They want to rely on how they can get people to do certain things within the community. So that's where we're at originally with that. Kind of crazy. Personally, I don't want to be in the small dome experience. I don't think a lot of people do, because I feel like Trump's going to clean up the immigration, and I think this is their whole thing with the buildings, these dome buildings or dome security buildings, is if he doesn't take office, they're going to try to put this into effect. I feel like they're already starting to, because they're under the Biden-Harris administration, so they're being allowed to. I think he's going to try to like either put a stop to it, or something's going to happen with that. The next thing I want to talk about is the attempted or the planning assassination of Justin Bieber. I was shown this, I want to say maybe 3-4 nights ago, that he knows too much and he's starting to trickle out some things. This boy has been so traumatized in the most horrific, disgusting ways that every celebrity should just be canceled and shut the fuck down after what he's going to reveal and what he's going to share. But I do feel he's highly protected. He's highly protected just like Trump is. Trump had 2 attempts on him. Both times he was highly protected by God. And one of the things I wanted to talk about was the Trump prediction through The Simpsons. They showed him in a casket. It had his birth in the year he died in the casket, which ended up being 2024. Since he didn't die, the GFL kept telling me that we were on a new timeline. It actually placed us in an entire new timeline. Everything's changing from here on out. Things are adjusting, changing. I had somebody ask me, well, 2024 isn't over yet. There's two things I want to say to that. One, if God protected him twice already, what makes you think he's going to protect him a 3rd, 4th, 5th time, which he probably already has, it just wasn't on the news. He needs him to take his rightful place. He is the anointed trumpet that will bring the walls of Jericho, bring the walls of the government down. He is the trumpet of God. The second thing I want to say is, when your mind first goes to negativity, you are placing that negative thought in the collective. So now it's in the minds of other collective beings. And you're basically, in your own way, collectively causing a situation to take place, because what you push out will come back in your own personal reality. If enough people, and you get enough people to think that way, you're going to alter certain situations to take place. Let's talk about the Armada next. I put this out, let me find it, September 21st at 12:54 p.m. I was shown the Armada on its way here. The elite are about to be exposed in a way that has never been seen before on Earth. This will cause such a change that humans will find it very difficult to comprehend. And this armada, whether they show up physically, I feel like they are going to show up physically, but not like land on Earth. It's just going to be an armada because our government was warned. Well, the elite, were warned long time ago that if they kept interfering with human enlightenment and human development, that humans would be assisted like they were assisted in the ancient times. Okay. After I put that out, I got another warning shot when I was in the shower 3 days ago that the armada will arrive within 3 weeks. That was 3 days ago, so we're a little bit less time now. This armada, I feel like, is a backbone to humanity. I feel like they are a part of human development. When I see them, they're very tall. They have a lot of gold going on with their skin, their species. I keep just seeing a lot of gold. Graceful gold. I just heard graceful. It's definitely graceful. When they cut, it comes to me like in a royal, graceful way, like how they position and poise themselves. They see their worth, so humans should see their worth. I feel like humanity has been downgraded so much that they are here to remind us that we need to rise up, that this has been our world, and that we need to take back what is rightfully ours. I wanted to kind of just clarify the armada. I want you guys to keep an eye on the sun. There is 3 suns, and now we're going to have 2 moons. I want you to keep a close eye on the suns. I'm not sure if people are seeing the 3rd sun yet. I know they might be seeing 2, but there is 3. As the veil thins, you're going to start seeing things in the sky that have always been there, but because the veil covered most of this, you weren't able to see a lot of what has been in the solar system this whole time. Granted, that 2nd moon is coming into play. I still feel like that is an artificial forceness. There's something going on there. It's never been in our skies before. It's never been mentioned in any history of any ancient time, any ancient artifacts. So that's telling me something's going on. But the sun is constantly mentioned at all times. There's so many references in ancient times that refer to the suns. So that's something to look in and research. Listen to what your guides have to say, and truth will be revealed, as it's going to continue to be revealed in this year into 2025. I told you guys 2024 was going to get weird. It's not even done yet, and it's already getting bonkers. I do want to bring up a post that was placed on my Facebook by a Courtney Doik. I'm hoping I'm saying her name right. She sent me a post from the UK news saying, heartbreaking, Kate Middleton will be mainly absent from the public eye for the next decade due to personal reasons. And she says to me, that's the best copy they could do, moon.eir. Thank you, and Maria, as always, for speaking the truth, and thank you for coming through and telling us what happened. Kate, she's talking about Katie Middleton. I did a YouTube video on talking to Kate Middleton, and I got to talk to her personally, and the GFL was there, and they explained how she has been causing glitches with the clones, so they can't use the clones to put her out in public anymore, which then gives like a lot of people a heads up of like, what's going on, where's she at, what's happening. So I find it very interesting that they're just keeping her from the public eye altogether. Don't really know how you do that when they have public, schedulings to be at. And I mean, come on now. It's because the clones are glitching. She's fucking with them in the spirit realm. If you missed that video, I will link it in the description box for you to go watch. It was a very interesting video by far. Loved it. I loved speaking with her. She was a remarkable woman. You know, where Princess Diana was cut short with her mission of outing the elite royals, Meghan picked it up. I believe Kate was going to start coming out with some stuff that she was kind of fed up with, especially with William doing some things. But just go watch that video. Remarkable video. You won't regret watching it. I do want to see if Kate would like to say anything about, you know, what they're saying in the news. How do you feel about that?
Steady on your... That they can... Like, it was...
Stevenson.
She's very active. I think she's trying to find the words through the machine. I'm trying to make sense of, but I can't do both. Like, I want to listen to this to see if she'll come through, but to be honest, all I have to do is talk to her here, like I did last time. I'm just gonna do that and see what happens. Okay, the biggest thing she just said is, I accomplished my goal. I feel I can rest now. They can't, it will take, she basically said it will take them 30 years or more to recover from what I did. Wow. With the help of angels and my guide, well, her guides, during that time. In the royal family. Yeah, destroying their image and what they've been doing to people and pushing out all that stuff. Absolutely. They attack. Yes. I couldn't make that out. I feel like that's somebody else. When it's like that soft female voice, I feel like that's her. They attack anybody. Yeah, I was getting to that. They attack anyone who doesn't align with their views and what they... You're talking about the queen? I just talked over you. I'm sorry. She's talking about the queen, that the queen, she just was always doing stuff to people that if they weren't aligned with what she wanted, you didn't get what you wanted. She always got what she wanted in the end of things. Katie, do you have anything else that you want to say? Thank you for supporting her, loving her. She feels all of your love from the other side. I feel like that's an angel, the deep voice. He keeps chiming in, almost like to let me know that she's under his protection while she's in communication. She feels at ease now with what's happened to her. She feels like she can finally just let it all go, feel at rest, ready for her next adventure. She just chimed in with that. It's funny how I talk to them this way and this stops, and then the second I stop that, they talk through. It's so funny. All right, I just said I'm gonna close this down so you can talk here. And what just happened? Oh, it's so funny. I love doing these experiments just to see how they react. Okay, so we are done with Kate Middleton. I was just asked what my favorite color is. It's red. Kelly Creations made me this hat, and she knows my favorite color is red. And then I was like, are you a spirit of somebody that's going to be watching this video? And he goes, duh. I feel like it's a young kid. Can you speak into this again to show you? I feel like you're reaching out to your mother. Is that correct? Are you trying to reach your mother through this video?
In your face.
Indeed it is. Okay. Oh, I'm getting chills. Okay. So your mom will watch this video. Can you tell me anything about yourself? I'm not going to try to force my communication with you. I want you to kind of talk through this more. I feel like he's a jokester, like messing with me. Like, I feel like that's his way of saying I'm sarcastic, I'm charming, but I'm also a goofball. And I'm also getting brown hair, like this wavy brown hair that's shorter. Like, I don't feel like it was grown out too much. If it was wavy, but I'm not getting like really long hair. I'm getting shorter hair. This is so like out of left field. I'm talking to the GFL. I just talked to Kate, and now I pulled in a spirit of a son who I feel like died in his teens to maybe early 20s, mid 20s maybe. He's definitely young. And I feel like this was an accident, but there's still questions surrounding the death. Can you tell me anything here that you'd like to say to your mom?
Got some of that. Let's do it.
Let's do it. Okay. Can you tell her if, like, can you say, I love you? Like, is there just something you want her to know? He just keeps talking about compassion and courage. Having compassion and courage. I feel like somebody did this to him, and he's asking for his mother to have compassion and courage towards this person because spiritually they're not in their right mind, or they weren't. They're following a dark path that isn't fully their own fault. I feel like there's trauma there. He's forgiving them, so he's asking for her to feel his forgiveness through her resilience, courage, and compassion towards this person as well. That again is another angel. I keep hearing I'm sorry from him.
House.
Did this happen at a house? You're talking about being found in a house and you're not together. Whoever, I feel like maybe this entailed a girlfriend that you're no longer with. I heard San Francisco, but I don't think that was. Are you showing me that this happened not in a house that you resided in, and a female was part of this? And I feel like the female was somebody you were with, and you're no longer together. You were no longer together anymore.
Sister.
That's twice that you said sister. Sister. Are you trying to tell me that she had a sister, or are you trying to contact your sister? You're trying to contact your sister. Okay.
Yes, you are.
Yes, you are. Okay. So you're trying to reach your sister. So mom, he's trying to reach his sister. I do feel like it wasn't at a house he's like resides in. I feel like he was second guessing himself. I feel like there was a girlfriend that maybe they broke up. He was upset. I'm just getting like they're no longer together. They were no longer together when it happened. So to the mother that is watching this, this is the message that I am getting.
Wondering.
My lights just blinked. So that when they do that to me, that tells me that they are messing with the electricity in your house to let you know they're around. I keep hearing talking in the hallway as well. So funny.
Standing by.
Yeah, he's standing by in the hallway. Wow. Anyway, do you want to tell us your name?
That's right.
Rodney? I do get light eyes with him, the sun. Gentle soul, very kind. So we're going to leave him for right now. If this correlates and resonates and aligns with everything that was given, please reach out and I can talk to him more. I don't like using these too often in my communications. I like to get it mainly here because it's very accurate, but stuff doesn't come through here when I turn this on. I love you so much. He didn't get to finish it. He just said, I love you so much. And he keeps apologizing. He keeps apologizing. All right, we're gonna let that go for right now and see if the mother reaches out. All right, guys, that is it for me for Spirit Blog. And if you have a question of your own that you'd like to present to the GFL, please leave it in the comment section and we can address it in the next meeting and see what they have to say. I would love to get your comments and responses. And please hit that subscribe and like button as well as commenting, because I love the discussions that we get after we do a Spirit Blog like this. And I also noticed that I did not fix my camera, so you're getting the weird version. Next time I do this, I will make sure that it is the full screen and not the, I will see you guys on the next Spirit Blog. I wish you all the love in the world, and let's stay calm during election. Let's keep our spirits high, have faith, not fear, faith before fear. And we can do this. We just have to support God in his anointedness and who he has in place for the position, which we all know is coming.